That's right, everybody. Next week, DC Rebirth, May 25th. It's coming. It is coming, folks. And we at DC are proud to present the Rebirth to save the crumbling DC Empire. So be prepared for this week's comics to be chock full of advertisement after advertisement, plugging our wares to make sure that you understand what is coming with Rebirth Bets. Wow, look at my hair now. Alright, hello everybody, it's Philly Kuts with another Hump Day Haul. Let me fix myself up here, good lord. Look at the receding hairline coming through. God damn it, man. I got this, with the death of the family graphic novel, and I was like, when am I ever going to use this thing? And I used it a couple times in some other comic book hauls, and I don't know. Starting to make my Joker sound like Gollum from you-know-what movie. But yeah, Rebirth coming next week. My lord, 80 pages for $2.99, written by Jeff Johns. I gotta tell you, the DC comics this week are just loaded with advertisements, in case you couldn't understand what I was saying in Joker voice. But tons of stuff, man. Tons and tons of advertisements, which I guess is cool, if you don't know much about what's going on with all the new Batman titles and whatnot. But they're really, plugging all the AAA titles, Flash, Green Lantern, there's an Aquaman advert in here. So the issues actually feel a little bit thicker than normal, but I guess it's because they're plugging a lot of these Rebirth ads. DC pushing the full frontal assault, man. Dan Dido needs shit to happen for DC. So, what do you guys think, man? Are any of you Marvel people? DNA Comics, perhaps? Are you intrigued by DC and this Rebirth? Are you going to jump on board? I got to tell you, I'm probably going to start to buy some titles that I haven't bought before. I'm curious about Wonder Woman and Greg Rucka. In fact, I've never met Rucka before, but I did pick up a graphic novel by Image Comics, written by Greg Rucka, Black Magic. And the artwork in this is tremendous. It's by Nicola Scott. She's from Australia. The artwork is just great, dude. It's like a penciled look. No color, but I don't think that matters, dude. Let me show you guys here what this looks like. Can we get you some good pictures here? Maybe of a dead body? Yeah. I mean, it's looking awesome, dude. Just so detailed. I love it. I love it. Now, she's a cop. She's also a witch. And there are strange things a-brewing in this town. Witchcraft, perhaps of the wicked variety. It opens up with some spells and black magica. Although, I don't know if Wiccan is considered a black magic, so I apologize to any Wiccans out there. I plead ignorance. But I can't wait to delve into this, man. Image collects 1 through 5, only $10. If you order it online, it's even cheaper. So this will determine, if I like Greg Rucka's style, I'll jump on board with Wonder Woman. Now, I haven't completely decided all the books that I'm going to be getting with Rebirth, because they are going to be releasing most titles. I think 17 out of the 30-something titles are going to be bi-monthly. So, yeah, it's gone from $4 for a lot of the AAA titles a month to $6. So I got to see, man. I got to see. But, the heavy hitters like Batman, Green Lantern, Aquaman, I will be continuing to buy. I'm still on the fence about Detective Comics, Wonder Woman, pending. So I don't know. I don't know fully yet all the titles I'm going to get. So we'll have to wait and see. All right, if you go to your shop this week, you should be able to get, hopefully, a free issue of Preacher, Garth Ennis, Steve Dillon. I don't know anything about it. It was a free issue. I guess a new series is starting on the 22nd on AMC, The Preacher. Heavily advertised in this as well. They give you a nice little look at who's starring in this show. And I don't know. Ask your comic book dude to get a free comic, and it's like a real full-fledged issue, man. I mean, this is chock full. So this will introduce me to Preacher. Not going to pretend that I know anything about it, but yeah, it's free, so I picked it up, dude. You know you would too. All right, let's start with DC as usual. And if I didn't say it before, this is the Hump Day Haul, where every week I talk to you about my stack of books. We are up to number 88, peeps. Superman, Wonder Woman, the penultimate issue in the final days of Superman. That's the crest there with the 7. A lot of people are starting to cool off about this series, a lot of critics. At first, you know, issues 1 through 4, I would say, people were raving about this being some of the best writing that has happened in Superman in all of New 52. You know, we've seen a lot of stuff happen in this. We've seen New 52 Superman meeting pre-Flashpoint Superman in the last issue. We've met the new Asian Superman, Mr. Kong. I don't know if it was Kenji Kong, I forget. But that's going to be written by Gene Yang. So an Asian Superman. Yeah, I'll be honest. I stopped reading at issue 3, I believe. I'm just waiting for this to come out fully. So next week, I think it all ends in Superman. Number 52, and then I'm just going to read them all in one shot together. You know, so why not? I want to enjoy it in that way, and then I'll be the critic for myself. I mean, of the first 3 issues I've read, I quite rather enjoyed, you know. New 52 Superman, the Rodney Dangerfield of Superman, never fully got respect. He's drained. He's dying. He's been through a lot. All the depowerment, the fusing the body with kryptonite, his crypto chemo, as they called it, worn him out. Worn him out. So, in a way, it's sad to see him go. I think Gene Yang had a very tough task writing the whole Truth series and everything with Superman. So, I'm tempted. I'm really tempted to buy the whole Asian Superman thing. All right, Aquaman, number 52. The story continues with Deadwater. Deadwater is a badass dude. However, underneath the eel creature facade, I want to call it a facade, is a man. A man known as Mr. Pain. Here's Deadwater there. Very creepy looking. But he actually is a human, Mr. Pain. Mr. Pain has dissociative episodes when he's this creature, and he's killed men, several men, but he has no recollection of doing so. In the last issue, they actually had Mr. Pain in this special confinement unit that kept him away from water, because Deadwater can use any drop of water as a conduit to manifest, to appear. And I wasn't really buying the whole, you know, containment unit thing, because what if Mr. Pain sweat, right? That has water, and I can't imagine him not sweating, or his saliva. I don't know. I just couldn't buy it. And as humans, we're mostly made of water. So my suspension of disbelief was fully tested. Scavenger also makes an appearance in this. Scavenger has a new suit. He's more powerful. He's souped up. Cifuentes doing an awesome job with the artwork of Aquaman. I mean, he is looking brolic. He's looking Jay Cutler-esque. It's nice to see Aquaman getting good artwork, because for a while, for a good 10-issue stretch, we had to deal with a lot of garbage. And Dan Abnett has returned Aquaman to form. It's just great writing. I'm appreciating the comic relief of the FBI agents that Aquaman is working with. Again, Aquaman, Atlantis. They're trying to have better public relations with the land dwellers and trying to bridge the gap between Atlantis and Earth, the surface people. So, I don't know, you may want to check this out. Dan Abnett is going to stay on through Rebirth, so I am excited about that as well. All right, Harley Quinn, number 28, second issue in a new story arc. That's Red Tool. I don't know, I guess they're poking fun at Deadpool. I want to see what happens. Red Tool seems to be pretty enamored with Harley. It ended at the altar in the last issue. He kind of tricked her into a church or something. Wants to marry her in his own special way. And I don't see Harley Quinn buying that for a minute. After totally distancing herself from another jerk, a.k.a. the Joker. You may want to check out, I think, issue number 25, where that went down because it was a great issue. I don't see her putting up with any crap from anybody, anytime. And I think I'm right. Timms is doing the artwork. Batter up. Oh, my Lord. Cranking and kicking. So I'm hoping that they keep the fierce, independent streak of Harley Quinn that has made this book so special. I like that they've had Harley Quinn standing on her own, too. A much different manifestation than Harley Quinn of the animated series, who many of us may be familiar with, who was just so completely enamored with the Joker and really under his spell. This is a different Harley Quinn, people. So, Connor and Palmetti, the writers, they do an excellent job in this book. There's always great social commentary. And it's my comic relief book, man. I really always get a good laugh, a good chuckle when I read Harley Quinn. All right, Sinestro number 23, Casualty of Rebirth. Cullen Bunn really wrote an excellent villain here. Sinestro, we just added more and more layers to the onion. You know, his mission to save his Corrigans, I probably said that wrong, but his people. He even built a new planet for them in this series. This story arc has been really, really interesting. You see, Sinestro's been really, really drained after battling the Paling, the Pale Bishop of the Paling. It sapped his energy to the max, people. More than me here. Oh, my God. All right. So much so that his daughter, Soranik, or whatever, I always call her a beer, Soranik, his daughter, is now in charge of the Yellow Lanterns. Now, last issue ended with a standoff between the Yellow Lanterns and none other than the Red Lanterns of Rage. So we have fear versus rage. Now, a lot of times I would say fear is an underlying emotion that precedes the manifestation of rage. Because a lot of times when people are really scared, they act out like that. Showdown City, folks. And it does erupt into conflict. And I'm not going to spoil it for you people. But what a true test for Sinestro's daughter there. To have to go up against the Red Lanterns in her first big battle. And the Red Lanterns are no joke, people, as you can see. There's Bleeze doing a number. I can't wait to see how this turns out. But not only that, I can't wait to see more of an exploration between the relationship of Sinestro and his daughter, because they've always had quite a tumultuous relationship. The cool thing in this book is that Sinestro's daughter is really getting some valuable insight into Sinestro and the challenges that he faces being the leader of the Yellow Lanterns and wanting to create a universe that has order and structure, right? But he is a despot, right? He wants to be a complete dictator. I want to see how that pans out. I want to see how their relationship unfolds, and they do have a heart-to-heart in this. And Sinestro just looks beat up, doesn't he? He looks tired. He looks defeated. But I'm looking forward to this. And I pray that the Yellow Lanterns are featured extensively in the new Green Lantern books during Rebirth. There's going to be 2 of them. And who knows, hopefully Sinestro will come back again. Hopefully Cullen Bunn will come back, who I think is notably absent in Rebirth. I don't think he's on any titles. All right, this is the end for Martian Manhunter, The Curious Case of John Jones. In this series, 12 issues, we learn the origins of John Jones. We've learned about his crazy superpowers. We've learned how he can fragment himself into different beings. Mr. Biscuits, Pearl. There were a bunch of them. It was like 4 or 5 different beings, but they were actually him, pieces of him. It was very, very strange. When we last left off, Mars, old Mars, was about to crash into Earth. And it got so bad that on Earth, Constantine and a crew of mystical DC Universe characters cast together a spell to help slow down the descent of Mars onto Earth. Now, John Jones has been working frantically with a big mech robot that actually has the refugees of old Mars on it, because he's trying to get all those people off of Mars before it collides into Earth. What about the Earthlings, dude? I guess we're going to see what John Jones chooses. Look at how close it is, man, in that skyline. I mean, Mars is just pressing down. So it will be interesting to see where John Jones goes with this, man. Is he going to step up and be a hero, not a zero, for the people of Earth, or what? I'll tell you, man, Martian Manhunter has always been like the 6th man on the Justice League. You know, he's like that 3-point shooter you need in the clutch. Sad to see it go. Sad to see it go, and I hope that they do something maybe in the future with Martian Manhunter. I read Aquaman, and Martian Manhunter frequently makes appearances in Aquaman. So I'm hoping and I'm a-praying. All right. Spider-Woman number 7, The Adventures of Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew on Earth 65. Now, this is part of a whole big series, Spider-Women. I think this is actually, oh yeah, it's like the 7th part in this series, Spider-Woman. And it wraps up next month with Spider-Woman Omega. It started with Spider-Woman Alpha. I haven't read any of the other series. I'm considering buying it in trade form, online of course, because Marvel rapes you on trade prices. I'm sorry, Marvel fans, but they do. Interesting. In the last issue, Jessica Drew is searching for her Earth 65 doppelganger, who happens to be a man, baby. Jesse Drew. There he is with her baby. Now, if you've been reading this series, you know that Jessica's been carrying the baby. She's given birth. We've learned how this has affected her, how the birth of her child is kind of putting different things into perspective for her, different priorities, learning how to balance motherhood with superherohood. I'll tell you something. Dennis Hopeless has written a fantastic story. A fantastic story. And Spider-Woman has quickly become one of my favorite comics, man. I look forward to Spider-Man every month. Thankfully, the last issue that I got, Spider-Woman number 6, was understandable enough that you didn't actually have to read the preceding 3 issues. They do give you a nice little rundown, I guess, in the beginning of every issue of what has happened before. But I'm interested to see what is going to happen with her and her doppelganger, because he is a real treacherous, scary dude, apparently, in this Earth 65. He's a bad guy, man. He is a bad dude. And I'm looking forward to seeing how Jessica takes him out or takes him down. We're going to have to see. And I just hope her baby is okay. Dennis Hopeless, kudos for really humanizing Spider-Woman. Excellent, excellent. All right, Drifter. Number 11, Abraham Pollock's. His story continues. Stranger in a Strange Land. This is the number 2 issue, I think, in the 4th story arc. There's a nuclear winter, people, on the planet that he is on. Look at all the dust. Abraham has everything and everyone closing in on him. I love the artwork of Vic Klein. He also does the coloring. It is just majestic. It is majestic. It is eerie at times. It can be dark, but also oh so beautiful. There's a Wheeler lurking on, creeping, peeping on that action here. I guess the Wheelers have a plan in this issue, a secret plan, and it is going to cause Abraham Pollock's a whole bunch of trouble, people. But the artwork is tremendous. Ivan Brandon, the writing is excellent. You really start to feel for Abraham and his predicament and the isolation that he feels, because he did crash land on this planet and he's lost his sense of time, his sense of place, and he wants to return home. And I think we've all had that feeling before in our lives at one time or another, feeling like we were at a place and wanting to go home. Hey, Beauty's back. The Beauty, number 7. Remember the STD that people wanted to acquire? Why? Because it gives them beauty. It makes them look more attractive in a conventional way, right? Aren't we a beauty-obsessed society, right? You know, we're always trying to exercise more. Plastic surgery. It's feigning, folks. It's fleeting. Not a good thing, man, to be self-obsessed like that, people. I'm telling you. All right. Jeremy Hahn is promising in this round of Beauty some one-shots. And it is going to explore before the Beauty STD blew up, before it became a fad that people wanted to catch. And it's going to explore how it impacts different people. Now, in this issue, it looks like we're looking at an enforcer, a gang enforcer. Pretty hefty. He's 360 pounds of Latino bulk and Hulk, people. And this dude is vicious. This guy takes no prisoners, people. He takes no prisoners at all. Some of the stuff that we see in here is pretty graphic. We see heads being blown off. We see fisticuffs. We see more heads getting stomped and crushed, teeth knocked out. Look at that head getting dissipated into crimson mist. And we see a vicious-looking head stomp. So it's all in a day's work for this dude. Now, I guess he's gotten a little bit tired of how he looks. He's a little bit worn out. He takes some pills. Not sure what was going up there with that. But lo and behold, when he wakes up the next day, there's the empty bed, heavily soiled. Oh, man, I can't imagine what that's got to smell like. Warning, full male frontal nudity that I'm going to block out here. He comes out looking like a totally new man, okay? And the panel below me is full male frontal nudity, but I don't want to violate any of you guys, and I don't want to get any kind of strike against my channel, you know what I'm saying? All right, we got the husband and wife duo of Matt Kindt and Charlene Kent on dept.h. The title that Matt is promising exclusive features for those of us, the monthly comic book buyers, and not the trade waiters. So buy it monthly, and you'll be rewarded. And it looks like one of the rewards is this wraparound cover. And he's claiming that there's going to be exclusive covers. And then both on the inside and the back side of the cover, there's exclusive stuff. Some information about a colossal squid that makes an appearance in this book. And then Mia's brother, Raj, who she has a very tenuous relationship with, some details of his motivation. I guess some notes that Matt was making in this book. Now, this is a murder mystery. Murder 6 miles deep. And it's going to take place over 2 years. So he's expecting a 24-issue commitment. I'm on board for now. I'm going to see how this goes. I really like the first issue. Pretty much Mia, her father, who was a big-time scientist in this underwater facility, several 6 miles deep, was murdered. And she has to go down and investigate the murder. And all the people that her father was associated with are still there. So it's kind of like a whodunit. Everybody that you meet and you interact with in this book is to be regarded as a potential suspect. So you got to really kind of comb through panels and stuff and make sure you're not missing anything. Now, the art style certainly is unique. And I know that Charlene is doing a lot of the watercoloring in here. It's very unique. I think that the fact that it's on kind of old school comic book paper and just the smell of it and everything kind of brings back memories from like 20-something years ago for me when the paper was pretty bad. But I think for this style of artwork, which is taking me a little while to get used to, it's certainly not the best artwork. But I think the paper that it's on kind of does it justice for some reason. It's like I almost feel like the texture of it, like you're getting like a watercolor, almost like a pastel feel. I may be wrong. Like a lot of this may even be some pastel work. I'm not an artist, so I don't really know for sure. But it really adds to the texture of the book. It's pretty neat, actually. It kind of has a neat effect on you. Also, each issue is to be regarded as a day in this world. So 2 years it's going to take for it to all come out, but in actuality it's just 24 days of time. So I can't wait to see what happens. And yeah, Department H. So I guess we'll see what happens, peeps. I'll let you know. If anyone else is getting this, please let me know. And let me know what you're thinking so far. All right, and then finally, we got Dark Horse Bprd, number 141. The Adventures of Ashley Strobe. Her adventure continues in East you-know-what, Oregon, where she is led to a creepy house that you see here where there is devil worship going on. But not only that, this is kind of a ghost town. Sorry, my allergies are killing me and I didn't have a tissue. Yuck. All right. This is a ghost town where apparently a whole bunch of children have gone missing. And that's what Ashley is investigating. But also, she was led to this town because in the last issue, she performed an exorcism. And she's kind of grown into her powers. When we last visited Ashley, she wasn't so in control of her powers and didn't fully understand her powers. Cameron Stewart is doing the writing, and this is a character that he really has a lot of investment in, so that's kind of cool that he's come back to write this and develop the character even further. But as you can see, as she's perusing through this house in true hoarder style, you know, you got the dinner table with all the clutter on it. You got heaps and heaps of garbage all over the place. You even have some collections of stuff, which hoarders like to do because they always feel like they're going to have a use for something later. A ghost makes an appearance in this book as well. And it's kind of creepy. It's kind of got like a Japanese feel to it. But I think it may have something to do with the previous owner of the house. I'm not going to spoil it for you. But more importantly, I guess that this story is going to have direct implications into the final story arc when B.P.R.D. ends, Hell on Earth ends. So I'm interested to see how this is all going to connect with everything. I know that Abe Sapien is wrapping up Abe is getting ready to do battle with the 200-year necromancer, Strobe. So I'm just interested to see how all of this is going to connect. But I guess we'll have to wait and see, man. So Bprd, get on board, people. Fun story. A lot of detective work in this with Ashley as well. And it's kind of a slow burn, but it works. It works. Trust me, it works. All right, guys. That's been Philly Cuts with another Hump Day haul. Please let me know if you're going to be getting Rebirth next week. 80 pages, $3. What the hell, right? You might as well. Give it a shot. I guess I am known as the DC guy. I just hope that they can rebound. I hope that they can re-energize these characters. I hope that they can return to form on some of these characters, because I just would hate to see DC really go down the toilet, you know? I don't want to see that. I think a lot of us don't either. All right, guys, that's been Philly Cuts with another Hump Day haul. The cover of the week is, let me see, baby, yeah. Goodbye, Sinestro, the yellow rings of fear.